Hello, I'm Sister Rose Picotti here in Los Angeles to talk about some movies in theaters this week. Now my first film is J. Edgar. This is Clint Eastwood's latest masterpiece. He's the director, and Leonardo DiCaprio plays J. Edgar Hoover from the time he's a young man until he dies. It's an amazing film, for nothing else, the makeup and the non-linear editing style that goes back and forth between J. Edgar as a young man to middle-aged to an older man all the way through his life. Now he's a very complex character. He was, I think, motivated greatly by fear and also by power and pride. He's dominated by his mother. The film shows this very much. In fact, if anything, she created and crafted his character more than anyone. And he lived with his mother until she died. He never married. Now, we know that there have been people who have talked about his sexual orientation, and there's really no explicit proof about this, just that he was very close to the assistant director. He appointed him, and you'll see this in the film. He was also very close to his secretary, and Naomi Watts plays her role in the film. She was his secretary for over 50 years. Now, they were not close. They were married to the FBI. I think Clint Eastwood is really dedicated to exploring the Western myth, or the American myth of individualism. And so what we see here is the extreme that this individualism can take us, especially when it comes to a man creating a space for himself that he didn't have to answer to anyone, really, not to the Attorney General. He did what he wanted. He didn't answer to any political party. He certainly didn't seem to answer to the president. He did what he wanted. Now, he did bring in things like forensics and science into the solving of crimes, which is very interesting, but he also abused these powers. And so I think Clint Eastwood is telling us, pay attention. Be a citizen who notices things, who cares about our country, yes, but also who asks questions so that our rights are not trampled upon, not anyone's rights. Really a good movie. I think that you'll find it very interesting. I learned things about the history of our country that I didn't even know beforehand. Now, my next film is a political film. It's The Ides of March, directed by and starring George Clooney, Ryan Gosling, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Paul Giamatti. It's kind of a cynical political movie about a politician with clay feet, but the machinery that goes through to get him elected and the bargains that they make that sacrifice their principles, their ideals, and certainly their morality. I just found it a kind of a disturbing film to watch, although very good performances. Now, my next film is Tower Heist. I've written a longer piece on this that you can find on AmericanCatholic.org. But this is not really a comedy, even though all the previews make it look like a comedy because Ben Stiller and Eddie Murphy are in it. But it's about a man, Alan Alda, who has this Ponzi scheme. He's at the penthouse of this wonderful, huge condominium in Manhattan, and Ben Stiller invests the workers' money, and then he has to get it back, and so they have this big heist going on at great heights, like between the 40th and the 50th floors. Now, heist movies are always about the losers who are outsmarting the guys who think they're really smart. It's not a very funny movie, but I think it had a bit of a moral center to it, and it's kind of a cautionary tale about our times and greed. So I hope if you go to the movies, that you'll think of the seeds of the gospel that we've talked about, and I hope you'll join me next time when we do look for seeds of the gospel in today's movies. Thank you, and God bless you.